Do 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 do, and we're live. Go.
This episode is sponsored by Skillshare. Do you like learning new skills, Jared?
I do.
Do you, viewer? Why am I even asking it? Of course you do. It was a rhetorical question. So, what are you doing, man? Go down there and click the link in the description. Get yourself 2 months for free with Skillshare. Over 25,000 free classes. Well, after the 2 months you have to pay for them. So, what are you waiting for? Take them 2 months. Do it. And
I reckon you could learn anything in about 2 months.
Oh,
sure.
You definitely could.
Darragh was able to study for his leaving cert in less than 2 months.
Yeah, man. I studied the works of Breaking Bad and filmmaking, and
now you're doing marine biology.
Exactly.
You studied filmmaking, and then
yeah,
I love that so much.
Stuff happens. Anyway,
Yeah.
Go down there.
Anyway,
click that
check
link,
it out. We'll
and
put the link below, and have a great day.
Here's a favor. Right. Welcome back to the podcast. Absent our worst host, so not
So
much
that means
of a
we have
podcast.
the best quality podcast available today.
Exactly. Right? We don't have someone spelling every single goddamn thing wrong in Google.
Yeah.
Don't even
need
Google.
Actually, there's no one spelling today. It's just me and you talking.
Yeah. We got it all up here. We got all the info up there. So, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Today's been a bit of a long day. I woke up at the end of a bed. That wasn't my own. That was great crack in a different county as well. And
I forgot about that. I didn't even realize it was a different county. Jesus.
Yeah, it was mental. I barely survived. Yeah, hadn't eaten a thing until about 4, 5 o'clock, and haven't eaten since.
Well done. I had a very different experience. I woke up to being abandoned by my entire family for the weekend. And
that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Left to your own devices.
I'm left to my own devices, even though I really only have today as my one day where I'm truly alone. Left to just me and the dog.
That sounded so deep. My only day where I'm truly alone. Left to my own devices. Abandoned.
Nah, but got the doggo with me, trying to make sure he doesn't piss all over the floor. So I'm bringing him out hourly.
That's a new dog.
No, I swear to God.
It pees when it hears loud noises.
It's like, yeah, he pees when he hears loud noises, and then other times for just no reason. Obviously, you were there. You'll remember the sesh before I left, when I got up on a chair and gave a speech. And after the speech,
I do.
Like 3 seconds later, I realized that the dog had pissed all over the floor. You have to clean it up. But yeah. So what happened today was I just watched a few films, fucking got myself a Chinese, normal stuff. Anyway. And tomorrow I'm doing as you did last night, out in the sesh, and should be a good one.
Not bad. And many be there? Are you going to social distance, are you?
Oh yeah, there's the person who's organised it has it very well in place. Like the hand sanitizer is going to be provided, and you have to have like a screenshot to go in. Nice. just to keep the strays away.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah,
that's why I'm not showing up actually. Uninvited. I was after crying myself to sleep there yesterday, thinking about it. But I reckon I'll survive.
Like, we all have sessions that we aren't invited to, including the other night.
Yesterday.
Shit on us.
I was barely invited. I just showed up. That's normally how it goes for me.
But sure, look.
Yeah.
Fucking session.
Sesh is sesh. We've been waiting for it. I'm just going to mention that joystick to your right looks very weird from this angle. Or to your left. Yeah, I know what it's off. Looks
that is a flight stick. However, I will recover. Any better?
Perfect.
Jesus. But yeah, man, mad plans, mad plans. Fucking we're at the end. We're in the end game now for being stuck inside, and hopefully that's the last of it.
Hopefully, it'll all be back to normal soon.
Well, I'm
Sorry,
making plans, but it
I'm
never
just
existed.
messaging someone.
Yeah, all good. I'm making
Perfect.
plans like it never existed, bro. I'm gonna just get as much shit done as I can before it possibly might make a return. And by it, I mean Backstreet Boys 2020 reunion tour.
Final! I've waited for this my entire life.
I know.
I was born for this.
But no, man, fucking getting my tattoo fucking sorted, getting the sessions sorted, fucking guitar sorted.
Sorted.
I need to. I'm
Yeah.
actually the next thing I need to do now. I'm not even joking. After I get my tattoo sorted fully, I need to find a
Yeah.
place to live. That's it.
Yeah. Suppose we all do.
It's because
Living in the parents' basement doesn't do the job, does it?
exactly, yeah. No, it's in my own space, man. But no, it's we finally got our college dates, and you know, all the places people are throwing up places in Galway now for cheap because people are looking for accommodation. So
Yeah. Yeah. No. I don't like the idea of rent all that much. I think just wait till you can buy it. I know everyone can't do that.
yeah,
That's very obvious. But for me, it's kind of like the option I want to take. My parents can stand me.
yeah, I get that. It's just like you're going to Maynooth, which is what, like an hour away, less.
It's on my dad's commute to work, so it would be very handy.
Yeah, but like
And
see, Galway is out of the way of.
also, if I went to TU, it would be the same. I'd actually be
Yeah,
right beside where he works, and we finish the same
that's,
time. So we literally walk together, walk in, walk out.
that's class. Yeah.
Very lucky in that way.
But yeah, Galway is out of the way of parents' work and pretty much everything else. Brothers down in Waterford, so there's either live up there and 10-minute commute to college every day, or live here and 3 hour commute including back 6 hour commute. So I mean, when my options there, I don't really want to travel that much every day. Plus, apparently, Galway is like the best or one of the best cities to go out for students. So
Why is that now? Is it just cheap or student
I
discounts and
honestly,
stuff?
no, apparently, yeah, it's cheap. It has the best nightclubs, so best pubs, stuff like that. And I'm just
Handy
like,
stuff. The stuff you're looking
Jesus.
for.
Exactly, man. It's like you go, obviously you want to go to a good college, but if you go to a good college in a boring city, no nightlife.
Yeah,
I
imagine
think
going to Athlone.
oh, I wouldn't even think about it, man.
Shout out to Phantom YT. Shout out to Val. Shout out to Bartos. Shout out.
Shout out to everyone we know that's attending AIT.
No. I don't know what it's like in AIT, to be honest.
I've actually never been in AIT. I've been in Maynooth and GMIT, and I think those are the only two colleges I've actually been in.
What made you want to go to when you're going to?
It's one of only two colleges that has the courses that I want.
And why did you go with the course? Because it's very unique. Like, I know 4 or 5 people who want to do film. I know loads of people want to be teachers. They want to be doctors. They want to be nurses. But I've never heard someone say, I want to be a marine biologist in
I've only
Ireland.
like 2 or 3 other people. But like, yeah, it's just ever since I was young, I had like this fascination with the ocean, man. Just like
All right.
the,
What,
the
name
things
every
in it.
fish.
No, but just like we'd go. Obviously, like if you live in Ireland, Tramore is probably like your number one fucking like holiday destination,
Yeah.
depending. Because everyone goes to Tramore at least once every 3 years. Like we used to
Once
go,
in their life.
fucking, we used to go almost monthly. Like
Mm,
when I was a child, and
that's cool.
obviously from like spring to summer, the water's grand. So the obsession with the beach came from there, and then I don't know. I was one of those weird children that just watched documentaries.
Same. Do you remember the fake mermaid documentary that they basically branded as real?
I don't, but I heard about that after, and I was like,
Yeah, they
"Bruh."
made a documentary, like not a mockumentary, like a lot of things, a documentary. And for a young impressionable kid, which a lot of people watching it were,
Yeah,
you start thinking this stuff was real, and they were basically saying that mermaids were real.
wow,
Eventually, they said wasn't a real documentary.
wow,
Um,
that's
I know
fucked, man.
one guy who still, you know him too, who
Yeah,
believes there's still he still believes that documentary was telling the truth and that they were like forced into being saying it was fake. Well, yeah, but
rip. Like I
do
don't know. It
do,
was it was
do you
such a
believe in that
weird.
thing, the aquatic ape theory, that we went into the water and then we came back onto land? That's why we have like webbed hands and stuff. Why we'd have less hair. I don't believe
No,
it.
I don't believe
No.
it. I think I mean like obviously adapting to swimming and all like obviously it had something to do like obviously there's things about us that it like have been influenced by swimming and like the ocean and stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
don't think the whole thing where we like went back into the ocean, just chilled there for a bit and then came back out.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you want to look at the evolutionary history of humans, as far as we know, there's no room in there to say, okay, well, for 10,000 years we became semi-aquatic. For 100,000 years, no, it's not like that.
Yeah, I get
Now,
you.
maybe like, like we bred with Neanderthals and all. We bred with loads of different species of humans
Yeah,
or relatives, whatever. Maybe one of them spent more time in water, but realistically, or maybe one we don't know about spent a little more time in water, but I
yeah.
doubt it.
I
Because
think
even looking at it now, like my hand isn't very webbed. I
yeah,
don't think that would help any more than like a chimp's hand would help.
yeah. Like I think the one thing is just like between your thumb and your index finger, people are like webbed hands,
Web,
you know.
the web.
But no, I think the actual not even the web shit. I think the most compelling thing about us having adaptations to help underwater is that I was watching something there the other day. I can't remember the name of the video, but it was like when your hands go all fucking wrinkly and shit when you're like
Yeah,
standing back for too long. Apparently it's to help you grip things underwater.
but if that was the case, like if we spend a lot of time underwater,
Yeah.
like would our hands not constantly be stuck like that for better grip?
No, it's like that's just I think that's just an adaptation because I was watching if you spent like a week in water or something like that. It was like if you spent a week in the bath, right? And it was like water would start to get under your skin and form these bubbles, and then they'd all burst at once,
Yeah.
and your fucking skin would come off, and then you'd get like infected from lying in your own like shit and piss.
Was is that what they say would happen if you were underwater for too long?
If
The
you
water
if
would get
you were
into your
in a
skin.
bath, if you were in a bath for a week, like just lying in a bath of just normal water, fucking the water like after I think how many hours? I think it's like after 72 hours or something, the bubbles start to form. Like no, first they're small and then they get bigger and then they're everywhere and then they start to burst under the first layer of skin and yeah, your skin starts peeling off and stuff. It's fucking rotten,
So
but like
I think that should completely debunk the aquatic ape theory.
yeah, pretty much. But I like the idea of the gripping shit underwater if you're in it for like extended periods of time.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's science behind it as well. It's not just because you need to grip stuff underwater. There's
Yeah. Sure, there's something
There's
else to it too.
different stuff. Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know. With my interest, it was weird. I like looking back on it now, it was kind of fucking morbid because I had this fascination with the Titanic and like everyone knows how that turned out.
I'll break it to you, Chief. The Titanic was not a fish.
Yeah, I know. No, but like just
Yeah,
everything to
no,
do
I
with
know, I
it
know.
had like a fucking thing with it. So like first it was that like it must have been from like age like since I figured out about the Titanic until like I was maybe 11 or 12. There was this huge. There's got to be like 400 fucking drawings I did of the Titanic somewhere in like a box. And what else? Yeah, but then like just watching fucking even animated films that were like set in the water, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'd like figure out they're like all real fish and stuff like that, and I'm like, damn. I feel like if I say that, people are gonna be like, oh, it's Finding Nemo. But like, I think I watched Finding Nemo maybe 3 times in my entire life. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a thing. And then like, obviously it's weird because I know it's hard being like obsessed with the ocean when I live in the most fucking non-oceanic area,
You
like
live on an
in the country.
island.
Yeah, I live in the center of the island.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
like
true.
we rarely get to a beach because A, the weather's either shit or B, it's fucking freezing. So when it is
Right.
hot and I'm near the ocean, I am like in my element.
I'm really into evolution and all that stuff. Or speculative evolution as well. Um, do you what do you reckon? Okay, things evolved fairly fucking fast. After the KT extinction, things went crazy. Things were evolving left, right, and center and going mad.
Yeah.
Um, so we know all the aquatic reptiles died, yeah.
Mhm.
And aquatic mammals basically took their place, and then sharks got bigger, whatever. What do you reckon that the reptiles didn't make a comeback?
Uh,
Like
Now
there's some examples
when you
of it,
say reptile,
like
yeah, when you say reptiles, like what are you referring to? Like if you were to talk about like when they were still around.
we want to talk about the Archosaur branch of reptiles. That talk about crocodilians.
Yeah,
Like the
right.
saltwater crocodile. It would be the
Yeah,
one that spends most time in underwater.
yeah.
But if I want to talk about like just lizards, what's the semi-aquatic lizard of the Galapagos Islands? It's like a aquatic iguana.
Right. Yeah, I think I've actually seen that before, yeah. But
It's just called a marine iguana.
yeah,
Yeah,
with aquatic reptiles, I feel like um they were they must have been just kind of outmatched. It's like, things that if sorry, if things start evolving to like swim faster and like, they get these fucking huge fins that help them like with their like help them gain speed. I
yeah,
think that fucking you know like an aquatic reptile from that time going up against like a fucking shark, there's no competition. It's like obviously if it's like say it's like a fucking, well, I wouldn't say prehistoric, but like just like thousands of fucking year old crocodile or millions of years old crocodile versus
yeah,
like this fucking thing that's just after coming in and is now the top of the food chain. Obviously one is going to be so much fucking faster. So I feel like competition with just things that were more well adapted to the water than
yeah,
it was probably a big thing. And like obviously we still have crocodiles around still, but like you'd never find a crocodile like out in the middle of the ocean, bro. Because
yeah.
like
That's true.
so I think what happened there was that obviously marine reptiles, they would have been out in the middle of the ocean at some point, and then just things that were bigger came along, things that were quicker came along, and so they had to start looking other places for food sources. So that's when they started to come in closer to land, and that's why we have crocodiles and alligators and shit now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's one thing I love about birds and crocodiles. The last members of the Archosaurs. Like
Yeah,
rest of them died during the KT extinction or the one beforehand. Um, what was it? The Permian extinction, the Great Dying.
yeah.
But what that wiped out like 99.8% of everything. It's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was mental. Uh, but yeah, like all the birds we know about today, that all the birds we know about, they came from one non-arboreal ancestor, which means birds had to learn how to fly a second time. The bird that survived the dinosaur extinction was flightless. Um,
Jesus.
yeah, which is kind of a cool thing to think about.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, that's the evidence. That's the evidence we have now. So that could change. This
Yeah.
podcast could be like really outdated eventually. And then with crocodiles, do you hear of the ones that like they basically came out of water and they were hunting on land because they were the biggest living things after the KT extinction. And I think
Yeah,
it
well,
was.
like,
Let me check it. Go on, sorry.
as much shit as I'm talking about crocodiles and alligators here, I would not want to fuck with either. Because, like, Jesus Christ. I don't know if. I honestly don't know if the option for if a crocodile or an alligator or a shark were there and I was to be attacked by one, what I'd go for. Because, like, it all depends on the type of shark and the type of alligator and crocodile. But, you know, they got the death roll going on, which is like one of the fucking scariest things ever. And obviously sharks got teeth and fucking speed and shit. Even fucking crocodiles got speed when they're in the water.
And on land, 46
Yeah,
million years ago, there was a crocodile that hunted on land with hooves. Now that's
crocodile with
dodgy.
like a horse crocodile.
Yeah. What is it?
What the fuck? Is
What's it
there?
called
Did it
again?
have like? Did it have like an artist rendering? Jesus Christ.
I'm sure there's loads. I'm not recording my screen, so I can't really put it up.
Yeah, that's all good, but like a fucking crocodile with hooves, man.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, it's like his back legs had hooves, basically.
I'm thinking about it, and I like can't unsee that now, and it's scaring me. Can you imagine you just
No, it's
walk into
crazy.
a fucking forest and you see a crocodile with hooves? You're like,
Do you remember we
yes,
talked
I'm
about the
dead.
terror birds, and you
Yeah.
said, imagine if they honked like geese.
Oh
And then
yeah.
I did a bit more research on them, and I found that they actually honked like geese. Well, that's the most likely noise they would have made. Honk,
Man.
honk.
Like fucking geese are terrifying enough, but imagine this fucking giant bird, like fucking like 10 times the size, not even like 20 times the size of a goose, and it's just like geese go for the knees and the shins.
Oh,
This
this thing
thing's
goes
gonna
for
go
the
for
head.
your head, man. This
Yeah,
thing's gonna bite your head off while it's honking. Jesus Christ,
it's
man,
mental.
nature's
Evolution
weird.
crazy. It's like that thing. What is it? Nature is metal. Isn't that the page?
Wait, is there a page called Nature's Melody?
I think so.
What the fuck?
I
Nature
think that's
is.
what it's called.
There's like a fucking. Do you see that like what is it? Immortal jellyfish.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, man! Imagine the
Eh,
jellyfish just not being able to die.
Jeez, doesn't sound all that bad for your jellyfish. You don't have
Yeah,
to
but
worry about like moral
like,
dilemmas. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna
but
get
I'm gonna
go eat
shed my
that
skin and
thing.
become a new jellyfish anyway.
I'm gonna ruin the waters in this country. Um,
the
Look at
worst,
me. I'm 99 point something something percent water.
the worst thing is what is it? The box jellyfish, which is like the size of your thumbnail, except it's the most deadly jellyfish in the world and will like fucking instantly kill you if it touches you. And that was
Oh,
like
just
that
no.
was I wasn't scared about sharks or anything in Australia. I was scared of that fucking box jellyfish, bro. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to see this thing. I'm not gonna be able to even hear it, bro. Touches me, I'm gone. Like that's it.
This is not the direction we wanted this podcast to go in, but it's kind of an
It's not,
interesting one.
yeah, we're gonna have a conversation anyway, so it might as well be it about box jellyfish and crocodiles with hooves.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
but no, that's terrifying. Can you imagine
crocodile.
a
Fucking weird.
hoofed crocodile being the biggest predator, being an apex predator somewhere? That's terrifying.
Yeah, the saltwater crocodiles are fucking weird because like when you think of a crocodile, obviously you think of like a its snout is like that, right?
Yeah.
This fucking thing, its head is like a normal crocodile head, and then the snout is like it's like real pointy.
Wait, what you talking about now? The saltwater crocodile?
I think it's a saltwater crocodile, yeah, because I remember I was over in Australia and there was like two of them chilling in this fucking. They had like what was it? It was a koala petting place, but they had like a little zoo as well. And the saltwater crocodiles just chilling in this little pool, like sitting beside each other, and both of their fucking like snouts were just straight up like skinny, and I was like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think you're thinking about I think it's called a gharial.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I think
Yeah, they had like the super skinny snout, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the gar. I don't know how to pronounce it. Gharial. Um,
Is it a saltwater crocodile though? Like a different fucking species of it or some shit?
well, there's like crocodiles, there's alligators, and these things are separate.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
They're like a different branch.
damn.
They
I didn't
look
even know
the
there was
exact
another
same,
branch.
except that their snout looks a bit like this.
Yeah, it's fucking man, they got some
Kind of
crazy shit.
cool.
You've ever seen? Oh my god, have you ever seen that fucking video? I think it was in New Orleans. Uh, of the dude. He just like walks out and he's like, "So
I
there's a
I can share
gator."
my screen for a second just to show this.
Oh yeah, go on. Have a try. I'm gonna have a sip of this fucking.
These boys, is it?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, because a saltwater croc is these boys.
Yeah.
All right,
Sorry for getting super close to you, bro.
but that's such a weird adaptation for an animal to have.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck? What? Oh, what was I saying? Yeah. Did you ever see that video of like the guy in New Orleans and he just like fucking walks out of his house and he goes over to like the thing where there's like a storm drain. He's like, "There's a gator in the drain." Fucking puts his camera down and you just see like first you see
Like
these
glowing eyes.
yeah, and then like
That's
you see the
terrifying.
thing, it just starts hissing. It's like, and like
That's
the entire
crazy.
time this guy is just recording, and I'm just like, ah. There's another one of like this lad walking down the road as well. He's just like recording this crocodile, and first it's like walking slowly towards him. It's on like a footpath, so it's the weirdest fucking situation you could like ever be stuck in. And he's just like, hey, hey, and then it starts like fucking picking up speed. He's like, hey, 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 and he's fucking running away. The thing is like galloping at him full speed. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, why are you recording that for? And why aren't you running the other way? Because this man is running backwards while this crocodile is chasing him. Oh,
Dodgy
it was a
stuff,
smaller
man.
one now, but like it's still a fucking crocodile. But man, Jesus. I was lucky enough to not have any crocodiles or alligators in the part of Australia I was in. Apparently, they're all in the Northern Territory, and I was in West Australia. There was turtles though, because I remember seeing a few turtle crossing signs, which is like the weirdest sign I've ever seen. But it was kind of
That does
cool.
sound a bit weird.
It was like there'd be like a little stream either side of the road, and then there was a turtle crossing sign, and I was like, okay. But yeah, I didn't like. You never see Animal Crossing signs here, unless it's like a deer crossing, and even then, I don't think I've ever seen a wild deer in Ireland.
I haven't either, and I spend a lot of time in the woods. I'm an outdoorsman at heart.
Yeah, but like around,
I've been doing archery for 6+ years in the woods all over the country. I've never seen a deer.
that's fucking crazy. Like, you never see. The only things you see here are like fucking foxes.
I
If you're
see
lucky.
foxes everywhere. Even see them in Dublin. You seen that picture?
I haven't seen the picture, no, but anytime you know the road from like Edenderry to Road, like the main one,
Yeah.
always foxes on that road. Like if you're coming around that road at night, you're definitely gonna see a fox crossing the road or like just jumping into the bush. But other than that, there's like barely any fucking wildlife that are visible anyway, except for like fucking stray dogs and cats and shit.
You know,
Horrible shame.
you see a lot more stray cats than dogs. I think cats are able to manage themselves better, or people are more likely to report seeing a stray dog
Yeah,
because the dog will come up to you like, but a cat will want to be by itself.
yeah.
Kind of weird. Even
There's
though
cats,
we've domesticated the animals, they
antisocial
still
beings.
might not want to go near us.
Man, I thought I don't know if I told this story on the podcast, but I was on a cycle like maybe 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it was like the most fucking movie thing. It was like a standoff, right? I swear to God, you know what? Have you ever been out on a walk and you see a dog at the end of the road and you're like, oh fuck, because like you
Yeah.
think this dog is gonna come sprinting at you full force and like chomp you.
I'd be terrified of
Literally,
that. Yeah.
I was cycling down this road. I was like, oh yeah, it was like a back road. There's no cars, and there's no one around to hear you scream. So I was
No
just
help. No help coming
exactly,
your way.
exactly. So if something happens, I'm fucked. And
Yeah.
so I pull around the corner, and at the very end of this road, I see like I couldn't make out what dog it was, but it was like a brown and white one. And I was just like, so I just stopped, and I stared at it for a second, and it was just staring back at me. It wasn't barking or anything, and it just starts walking towards me. And
Ooh.
I turned the bike around. I was ready to go, but I kept just looking back. And every time I looked back, it'd stop for like 3 seconds and then keep walking. And then it did that all the way until it like got to me. Then it just circled the bike like twice, sniffed a bush, and then followed me for like 10 minutes.
That's
And
dodgy, man.
I was just like,
Dodgy.
no, it was a Springer Spaniel, and I was like, oh, you're cute. And then it followed me for 10 minutes, and then a car came, and it stopped following me after the car came, and I was like, oh.
Just at least to get let you alone.
Yeah. I was gonna fucking report a dog missing, but then just like there's I was in a place where there's like a load of studs and farms and stuff, so I assumed it just belonged to one of those because usually if you're at like a stud, which is a horse farm, they'll have a dog or two around just to chill the horses out because apparently horses are social creatures, and if you don't have like another horse or a fucking another animal around, they'll get like super depressed. So I was just like, okay, I guess you belong to one of these, so I'm gonna head on. Yeah, fun little story about dogs being fucking. Oh, I've encountered my fair share of psycho dogs though. There's like one dog down this dirt road. You actually know it. It's I'm not gonna mention. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention their name, but we've had them on before, and it's a dirt road down to their house. Uh, I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, Jared.
I don't think I do. Different road, is it?
Yeah,
Then I know.
yeah. But on the way down on this dirt track, like literally, I'm talking like 100 feet before the house. There is there's a house on the left, and there's a
Yeah.
Jack Russell, and then just this big black dog, and that black dog is the most terrifying dog ever. Like, doesn't
Not a
matter.
fan, no.
It doesn't matter what you do. Like, you could like start cycling as fast as you could when like you get like close to the house, this thing is still gonna hear you and come fucking charging out. Because like usually, if you don't see it out the front, you're like, I know it's either inside or out the back. And as soon as it hears anything to do with my bike or like me walking, it's out. And like Jesus Christ, man. And it doesn't stop chasing you. It just doesn't until like you get around the corner or something. So yeah, dogs, I love them, but some of them are fucking terrifying.
That's fair. That's fair to
PSA
say.
from Daily.
We were going to talk about. What were we going to talk about? We were going to talk about being content creators now.
Ah, yes.
Such a weird thing to think about.
Yeah. Like, sometimes I create content, if I'm bored. I just like obviously nothing like this. Like, I'll record me playing guitar or whatever, and then just keep it, but like never post it anywhere. But like doing something on the daily and posting it, it's weird because like I won't go back and watch the podcast, but it's weird to think that they're there.
Yeah.
It's like
Do you
usually
ever
when
watch ones that you're not in?
I do, yeah, I go back and watch some that I'm not in because like obviously I want to get up to date on what happened just in case it comes up in a later episode or something.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
when I was gone the first time, I went and watched your guys' one. It was really funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, that's the good thing about like if I move out because there's rarely going to be an interruption between now and college if I do move out. No one's going to really want to come in for any reason unless they're going out or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Uh, no, like yeah, content. Think of myself as a content creator. It's kind of weird because like I record something and then it gets posted and I know it's there, but like I don't know. Like after a podcast, if we do one, obviously I'm gonna remember some of the stuff, but I don't remember half the stuff I said. So I'll
No,
just be like,
same. And it's really bad like that if someone wanted to, and they do it to a lot of people, they could take a lot of the stuff we say out of context.
yeah,
Like, how many hours of us talking is there? There's probably
well,
one 10-second clip of us saying something that will be bad in the future.
yeah, you can't really say
We'll
that.
say something that's okay now, and then it'll be frowned upon later
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Yeah, I don't think we've said anything too major though.
No, we've been pretty chill.
Yeah, we've been all right.
Been
I
really
think I
respectful.
think what helps I think what helps with that is diversity of guests
Definitely.
because like it's good to get other opinions because like we've had people of other races, people of other sexualities, people of you know what fucking what am I thinking of?
LGBTQ community.
Yeah, LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, like I feel
And
like
people just from different countries, even different counties.
yeah, yeah. Because
Perfect.
we're forever going on about being like, oh yeah, man, those Americans. But like, how many Americans have we had on this point?
Who have been the soundest skins you'd ever meet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, there's not a single. Actually, there is a single guest. There's one guest who is the only one I'd ever be like, why did we do that? But the rest is. I love the rest of you guys. I love you guys so much.
uh,
um,
um, like I don't really have any regrets with any of the stuff we've done.
it's not really a regret for having someone on. It's just kind of. I can't believe you would say something like that.
Well, yeah, like look, stuff happens. Like obviously, it could be a
Yeah,
lot.
like, we didn't say it. It's out of our control. Um, so
We
shut up.
try to look into people before we have them on, though, to make sure they're
Always, always. Like,
sound.
you're not gonna like ask a random Joe Schmo, "Hey, you getting on today? Are you?" No,
No,
it's
that's not what I'm talking about.
okay.
Like, I'm talking about if we were to have like an actor who had like a differing standpoint on something very controversial, like I don't, we haven't really had anyone on like that.
We've never dived into anything political really.
Yeah,
Which is
like
handy.
we obviously
Really
we give
handy.
an opinion here and there, but like we don't, have
Sure,
politics as a
you're
huge.
entitled to an opinion, and everyone's entitled to disagree, and that's okay.
Exactly. I'm entitled to say ding
Um,
dong. Opinion is wrong sometimes.
exactly.
I've actually had to say that
Um,
recently because I told someone who's not from Ireland about spice bags and munchie boxes, and they told me they sound fucking disgusting. So I pretty much just said, "Ding dong, your opinion is wrong," and then
Exactly. Yeah, we're no longer on speaking terms. Do you
Um,
consider yourself a podcaster?
she, she's like, do I consider myself a podcaster?
Yeah,
Well,
I've been struggling with that one recently.
I don't think I do. No, like it's more of a hobby than it is a profession. So I wouldn't consider myself a podcaster.
Yeah, but like I don't do archery as a job, but I still consider myself an archer.
True. Yeah, but like that's it's a very broad
Because
thing because like I play
58
guitar.
episodes in, you don't consider
Yeah.
yourself a podcaster. Like,
No, but listen, like I've been playing guitar on and off for like 6 years maybe. But like obviously over the last year I've been diving into it more than I was ever before. But that doesn't mean I consider myself a guitarist.
yeah.
Say I play guitar, yeah. I'm not a guitarist, so I'm like I wouldn't consider myself there. But like I don't know if at any point I'd consider myself a podcaster. Like, you know,
Like we've had really big guests on.
yeah, well,
We've had
like we
people
have had
from
really big
The
guests on.
Hobbits. We've had people from the horror books.
Yeah,
People
Breaking
who have
Bad.
had competitive. Shout out to Miki and Nick competing today, isn't it?
Tomorrow, isn't it?
Is it
Oh
tomorrow?
wait, by the time this episode is up, it'll probably be today.
Yeah, and good luck to them. Actually, seeing the picture of them, they had their masks on. Because they're
Yeah.
competitive leaders, it looks like a muzzle on them. You know, like I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, but like I don't consider myself really anything. You know, like whatever I do, I consider that I do it.
Yeah.
But like, just like I don't know, the best way of describing it, like, yeah, I play guitar and I listen to music doesn't necessarily make me a musician. I do a
Well,
podcast.
you haven't produced a song. You haven't made that kind of content.
Well, yeah, I
But
suppose.
say if you had one song, you could be considered a musician.
I could be considered, yeah, but like I don't think I'd even at that point, I don't think I'd consider myself one. I'd be like, yeah, I write songs, but
Do you think
yeah.
if other people consider you it, would that make you it? Like if other people said, "Oh yeah, Jared Thomas and Darragh, they're podcasters now," would you be like, I guess,
I'd
or
be like,
would you say, "No, we're not"?
no, I wouldn't straight up deny that I'm a podcaster. Like I wouldn't be like, no, what the fuck do you mean? I'd be like, well,
I don't
yeah,
even know
we
what
do
a
a
podcast
podcast.
is, man.
No, I'd just be like, yeah, we do a podcast. Like,
It's good
it's
fun.
it's a weird thing. I like I do the podcast. I suppose I could be considered a podcaster, but I wouldn't consider myself a podcaster.
That's fair.
Yeah. Would you
And
consider yourself a podcaster?
I had to deal with that today. I walked past a radio station in Edenderry, and my mom gave out to me before for not volunteering in that place because it's going to be part of my course. A week
Yeah.
later, we started a podcast. I thought that was really funny because me and her were having that conversation. Like, would that be any interest to you now? And I'd be like, no, I do more with the podcast than I would if I went in there.
Yeah.
Like, if I went in there and I obviously as a volunteer, you're not going to do much except cleaning or something.
Yeah.
Learning how to use gear. You're probably not going to do much talking, realistically.
Yeah.
But with this, you do all parts. Like you have experience editing the videos, posting them, and talking in them. We all
Yeah.
have. Like Thomas isn't here today, so we have to fulfill different roles, and we have to be prepared for that. So we're always up. We're always learning. Okay, we need to market this way. This is effective. This isn't effective. We can say that. We can't say that. And yeah,
Yeah.
like learning how to get in contact with big guests. Like we got a guy
Yeah.
from The Hobbit on. Like
Yeah, that's pretty
that's really really cool. I was shocked when we got the Hardy books on.
Yeah, that
Owen
was
Colgan
weird.
for me was a huge deal, and it actually is one of our most popular videos. It's a huge deal for everyone. But
I feel like the
Yeah.
most reaction I've
Well,
gotten is from telling people about Charles Baker. Because like obviously I haven't talked to many people recently, but like everyone knows what Breaking Bad is.
we'll be honest with this. We just the way we operate, we're supposed to have a guest every single day. But if there's an
Yeah,
episode where we don't have a guest because they canceled last second, I don't hold that against them at all.
of course.
I understand life is very busy. You don't have time to do an hour podcast.
Yeah.
We'll reschedule. That's no problem. I just want to say that there. Like we're always supposed to have guests.
Yeah.
We got concerned for a while that we'd always have guests and we wouldn't have times to talk by ourselves. But I think like when they cancel, which is fairly often, and I don't blame them, we get the conversations like this.
Yeah, it's a very fluid thing because like
You roll with the punches. You're not going to cancel because
yeah
someone
if,
said,
yeah
"Oh, we do next week."
yeah if a guest pulls out last second because of like a family issue or like they have something they're doing, like
Which
it's
is
not
common,
like
and
all
it's a
it's not
global
like
pandemic.
panic mode.
Someone's sick, I understand.
Yeah, it's not like panic mode, all systems go fucking crazy shit. Like it's like, okay, well, like obviously we'll usually know maybe an hour or two in advance. So
Yeah,
that gives us time to come up with a plan. And even if we don't have a plan, it's just a normal conversation. Because our conversations get fucking all over the place. So
crazy. Even with guests that
yeah.
we've never met before.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny the conversations we have with people we've never met.
Yeah, like how
And
many,
like
how many
would
guests
you
have
consider
we had on that
yourself
we've
to
actually
be
met?
friends with some of the people after?
Yeah, it's strange.
Definitely. Um,
We've met like all right, you've met like at least 4 or 5 of the guests, right? Because of your archery. Like me and Thomas have never met Thomas Crow.
yeah, Thomas, Jack, Andy. Who else? I feel bad if I can't think of your name. Jesse and Darragh.
Yeah,
The Wall Street
yeah, well, true. And Adam.
and Anton. Yeah, those are
Yeah,
the ones I've met personally. I think I got everyone. Sorry,
I
there's a lot of
met
episodes. I'm really sorry.
I
Um,
met Adam, Walshy, and Dara, and those are the only 3 guests that I've met, I think.
yeah,
Which is like and secondhand radio.
him as well. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's all good.
No, I feel bad.
No, but like just thinking, how many like I don't know. I'm going off a whim here. We've probably had like 20 plus guests, right?
27. That
27.
means you haven't known about 23 of them.
That's like I've known
Crazy.
them from their work, but I don't actually know them, which is fucking
Yeah.
And it's weird because like some of the people that I don't know or like
Frank Woods.
I'd never even heard before that have been some of the fucking most amazing people. Like
Yeah, like if we'll be totally honest, we didn't know who Dr. Dave was really, to be honest.
yeah,
But when we did a bit of research on the guy, like we obviously like if there's this big scandal about you, we're not gonna try to get you on the show. But we looked at this guy, we thought he was so interesting, like, and we thought we'd have some great conversations with him, and it worked. Dr. Dave, brilliant guy.
yeah,
Nick and Miki, I think I'd seen him on TV before, but I'd never really seen him anywhere else. And then I did a bit more research, like they ate how much of this? They what?
yeah, it was fucking
And
wow.
yeah,
I think now
she's number one. Oh god, we gotta get them on. And then
uh,
they were great. Like when they come over to Ireland for their tour, I say we take them to Cosmos and see what happens.
oh man, that is. Could
That'd
you
be a
imagine?
dream,
I
wouldn't
could
it?
just imagine like the 3 of us. We do a podcast, 3 of us at like one table, them 2 at the other, and we just like we're eating, we're like so full, and we're looking over them, and they're fucking scoffing shit.
Chowing down, monsters.
Yeah, but like
That's kind
yeah,
of why I love those guys.
oh man, some of the people just fucking wow.
Like another talented person was Andy. Did you miss Andy?
Uh, No, I was here for Andy. I missed
Yeah, like
Jack.
what is it? Rod monochromatism? I
Yeah,
think that's what it is.
monochromatism. Yeah.
This he sees in shades of black and white and grey, and he well,
No, that's crazy.
oh
Like that.
no, wait, you said I was like, oh, I got that wrong.
Oh
No, and
no.
he has to put on sunglasses to see anything, and they're really dark sunglasses, so he can shoot better at night, which is amazing. Hence his name, Nocturnal Archer.
Yeah.
And I just think he's a great character, and he hasn't let his condition. I think that's okay. It's okay to say condition. I think he hasn't let that stop him in any parts of his life,
Yeah.
and I really admired that. And he was a great guy to have on. We'd have him on again. He's brilliant.
I'd have any of our
Um,
guests on again, man. I know
I'd love.
we have a few planned, or we're trying to get some former guests on for a secret upcoming project that we have
Yeah,
pending.
but there's kind of a lot to that.
Yeah,
Like
there's a lot of work
there's
that's gonna have to
certain
go into that.
hardware things we need to fix
We
before we do
are
that.
Oh yeah, like we're probably gonna have to do that podcast all in one room or one house at least.
Yeah, which would be crazy in itself.
Yeah. There's a
Could
lot
you
of work, a
imagine
lot of
saying
contact, a
like
lot.
Thomas, we're staying in your house for 72 hours.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That'd be crazy. I
I
think his
think
family would not be very as lovely as they are. He has a lovely family. I don't think any
yeah,
family in Ireland would be as very accommodating to that.
I mean it depends. Like we could obviously do it. I think there's a lot of risk doing it over Skype though, with the three of us.
Yeah,
Because one person's connection goes, the entire thing is fucked. And like connection goes so often. So like we'd
like
have to
before we started this, my internet went.
pickle Ger coming over here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here from now on, so people can just see it.
I don't. All right, we're not going to reveal everything because we'll wait till Thomas is back to
Until
do
we're
that.
certain about it, like there's no point teasing something,
Yeah,
you know?
just know. Yeah, as Jared said, it involves 72 hours. So
I wasn't even supposed to say that as well.
yeah, I know. Just try and figure it out on your own. It'll be revealed anyway at some point
You're smart.
when we have the details. But yeah, fucking like I feel like if we got someone like obviously, you know, parents are gonna be parents. You know, we're all living at home, especially during this quarantine thing. But currently, my parents are gone. So, like, if we had a situation like that, that would be top notch. Like, you know, because like
On
there's
your
no.
screen, you have, or on my screen, you have, like your videos crashed in a very funny looking way.
What am I like spinning in the chair?
You were about to
Oh.
turn off your video and turn it back on there.
Oh god damn it.
Yeah,
Hold on. We good?
back to normal.
Grand
Perfect.
job. But yeah, like I know we're planning on having a few former guests for that one, and I think yeah, that
Yeah,
a lot of work is going to go into that, a lot of time, a lot of preparation, figuring stuff out.
yeah.
But if
It'll
we
be
go through and try it,
crazy.
it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Yeah, even though it's going to be so draining.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah. We also have we've talked about it before, but we have plans for skits and stuff. We actually recorded our first skit the other day.
Yeah, we've
So
talked about that. I'm editing it at the moment, and good God, it's head wrecking. We did it without a proper script. I think that was our biggest flaw.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
should.
sure it'll with the magic of editing,
It's pretty
it'll
like
be
it's
fine.
fucking hilarious, pretty much.
I
Like
have a lot of footage to work with, so it's okay.
it's something we talked about it with a guest actually. The concept of the idea for the skit. I'm not gonna reveal it because obviously I want it to be a surprise. But
Shout out to Buzz.
exactly. But yeah, Jesus Christ, that day. What we did two podcasts that day, and we also did the skit. And
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever been
correct.
more tired in the last like year.
Do you not feel like you did so much work or you were such a
No,
productive day?
I did feel very accomplished at the end of
I
it.
feel
I have to
so
say.
accomplished by the end of the
I
day.
remember when the Skype call ended, I literally went like that, just head to the like looking straight at the ceiling, and I was like, that was a good day. It was just like, yeah, but I hope we can do more stuff like that, possibly even crazier than the one we did. Even though, like, it wasn't that crazy, but the sacrifice play was costly, to
Yeah,
say the least.
you definitely did a lot for that. But anyway, no more spoiling
Of course,
it. You did your part, and we really appreciate that.
it,
But there's obviously more to do always. Let's move my mic a second. Ugh. Yeah, with this beauty, this legend, this Casey Neistat setup. Look at that beaut. Um, yeah, we can do loads of stuff with this.
Jared's falling in love with
Um,
the camera, guys. I'm sorry.
I am. I like the gear when it comes to filmmaking, and doing skits is obviously very productive for filmmaking because
I'm getting
you're
any type of
filming, you're scripting. Uh, it's like stage directing as well. You're telling the
To be
lads,
honest,
okay, do it like this.
we all had like pretty much like we were all actors, directors, and fucking producers on that thing. Like,
Yeah,
because each one of
definitely.
us filmed something, each one of us told the other two what to do, and each one of us obviously acted. It
We're
was a
all
good experience.
directors of photography for different points. But yeah, that's how you started. Started something silly, like that. That will be the first. It's not a short film by any means. Um, I could do a lot of editing and make it one.
I mean, you could
Add a
just
few
call it
more
short.
scenes. I could. But no, it's a skit really.
Yeah,
Will be the
it's
first. If I'm going to call it a short film, it'll be the first short film I've ever done. Um, but should I
I'm
put
proud
more
of
to come? No, because I scripted. No, I spent a year scripting my one. I also scripted my first series, and it was in production. And then during COVID, I obviously couldn't record it, and then you know,
yeah.
then I changed cameras, so I don't want to use like old footage, new footage, so I have to start again. The lads who wanted to do it beforehand, I don't think they're as into it anymore. So, I kind of got to abandon it. But I wonder if there's anywhere on Earth I could find other lads who'd be interested in doing the project. I just can't imagine there's anywhere on this planet. What do you reckon, Pickle Jar? Do you reckon we can find them?
Me, bitch.
Yeah, no. I think you guys were included in this, but not for the first episode.
Oh man.
And yeah,
But no, like obviously from the other day, uh, I'm not gonna say too much, but I didn't have that many lines just based on my character,
you
and
had
I think I had 4 or 5 maybe,
you
not
five
even
lines.
5 lines. Yeah.
Actually, no, no. You've two
Wait.
scenes where you talk. You've 6 lines in one, and you've 5 in the other.
Wow. 11
Jeez, I'll put
lines.
that on your actor's resume.
But no. obviously that didn't showcase my I wouldn't say I have any raw talent when it comes to acting, but I'd say there's a little bit there.
There's
Tiny bit.
something. There's potential.
There's potential, yeah. The other
Mm.
day, I don't know, I was just kind of giddy, and then, for the part that I was playing and what I was doing for that part, I kind of, you know, plus the two boys staring at me while I did something fucking just so stupid,
It's
and
great.
I think I may have cracked
What
a
are friends
smile.
for? Like,
I think I may have cracked a smile in the middle of the shot, but
yeah, that's all right.
yeah, but
I've
sure.
I've more gear on the way, because I need it for film school. Like,
Man, it's always
but I'll
exciting
just
getting new gear for fucking anything.
I have a lens. I'll record. I'll show my screen. Um, keep talking there. It's gonna take a minute for me to find this.
Yeah, but like it's I think it's exciting getting gear of any sort for any type of hobby. Because like
Yeah,
when you order it and when it's on the way and when you finally get it, you're just like, oh fuck, I wonder what it's gonna be like, you know? Because like I got my guitar obviously and I played that, it broke.
you love
But
it.
then
You
when I
probably
was
do
getting it
like
back,
some tutorials on the channel. People probably appreciate
I
that.
don't know if I don't know if I do a tutorial, maybe like a cover or something without the singing. But yeah, like from when I ordered it to when I got it to then from when I brought it into the shop and when I got it back, same feeling. Because I was just like, yes, like there's a lot of things I can do with the Fender, but there's a lot of things I can do on my Schecter guitar that I cannot do on the Fender because it has more
Yeah.
frets and it's more modern and the strings are kind of uh, what's the word, bendier, I suppose. But yeah. And now I can't find the whammy bar off the Schecter. I have no idea where it is.
Goddamn whammy bar.
Goddamn whammy bar
Always
always
going
goes
missing
missing.
on me.
Yeah, exactly. And I looked for it today and I was like, where's that fucking whammy bar? Because I just bought a whammy bar for the Fender that doesn't fit it. So now all my problems are whammy bar related problems.
Whammy bars, man. Tell you.
It's not even that I use it that much. It's that like whenever I'm like memeing, like, you know, just playing, like just fiddling with the guitar, I'll just mess with the whammy bar. And yeah, now I can't do that. So when I mess with the guitar, I kind of push down on the bridge instead of using the whammy bar.
Mm.
I could put the other one in it, but it doesn't screw in, so that might fuck up the thing. I'm sure it's there somewhere. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
You see the screen now, yeah?
it's gray right now, but I'm sure it'll load in. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
So I got this lens here. Where'd it go? It was made in the USSR. It's from 1985. So we're using a Soviet lens, man. That's gonna be mental.
That is
Um,
not.
yeah, no admiration for those guys really, but no, it's just a cheap lens. It's years old.
Yeah,
And I got it for super cheap. I got an adapter for that. I got a camera cage, top handle, so I'll be able to do plenty. Some pictures from it. It's a cool looking yoke.
that's great. Yeah,
So yeah, no,
I'm happy to get in your gear.
yeah, it'll be good fun to experiment with because I didn't realize that actually every piece of equipment I own, bar the camera body and the mic, they're all vintage stuff anyway. They're from
Oh,
the 1990s or 1980s.
fair
So
enough.
yep.
That's pretty cool, man.
Even my main
Uh,
lens, it's not a focus lens, but it's really old.
gets the job done, though,
Like
doesn't it?
one of the first, one of the first like. So mental.
Yeah, but it gets the job done, right?
It does.
All that
Definitely
matters,
does.
man. It's like
Yep.
it's the same with my guitars. This guitar on the left, which is the Fender, I think, is a 1989 to 2002 model. It was produced between those years. So, that's I wouldn't consider it vintage, but it's like old enough. It's older than me. which is the important part. But that Schecter is like brand new off the production line. So like just the difference, but they do the same job. I mean,
Yeah.
one sounds different, obviously, but yeah, with the pedals, they all sound pretty similar. And pedals are the most fun thing to fuck around with, man. I plan on getting more. There's one pedal Jimi Hendrix always uses, the wah pedal. And you know when you hear like a funky song, it's like yeah,
Yeah.
that's a wah pedal. Like all you do is like just like keep your foot on it, and then whenever you want it to do the wah thing, you just fucking step on it. Yeah. Right now I've got two. Let's see if I can get an example of one. They're both micro pedals from the same company.
Yeah.
Obviously they're not incredibly you know, like eccentric or expensive or anything. Like 30 quid each, but they're fucking tiny and they get the job done. See if you can see that. There's one. So that's a pedal for distortion. And that's pretty much just so I don't blow the eardrums off of fucking everyone. Because there's either that or I put the amp into overdrive, which is where you put it at the lowest volume, and if you turn it like 100th of an inch right, it blows the eardrums off everyone. So like with the pedal, that kind of becomes obsolete, which is handy. But yeah, getting gear, man. Like I got pretty much all of that gear together, except for the Fender. And I remember when it came, it is the biggest delivery I have ever received to this day. There was like a box for both the amps. No, there was a box for both the amps, the amp cabs, then a box for the amp head, box for the guitar, box for the case, and then I think in those boxes were like all the other stuff that I got as well. And I was just like I knew the delivery would be big, but I was like, holy shit. Wow. It was some crazy shit, man. It was like Christmas.
Wouldn't mind that under the Christmas tree.
Oh man, I wouldn't either. But yeah. Fucking in terms of gear, I'm still collecting.
Still
I'll be at
collecting.
that for a while. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but sure what you have was grand.
Ah yeah, like I'm not gonna need to get another guitar for a while unless I like want one. Cause like I didn't need to get a guitar because I had the Fender, but I was kind of on the hunt for one because with the Fender you can play like kind of 90s, 80s metal and riffs and stuff like that. But with that one, it's just like there's so much more accessibility. There's like playing with that one, the design's pretty good, but the neck is kind of flat. So like
Yeah.
trying to play it is like really uncomfortable if you're playing lower down the neck for like long periods of time. And the one on that is like it's like a little bit skinnier, but it's noticeably skinnier. So you're just like it's so much more comfortable. And I wouldn't say it sounds better, but it's got some good tones, man. I may do a video showing off all the stuff and the difference at
Yeah,
some point.
I don't think you'll be on for tomorr's episode, realistically, because you have
No.
to head off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have to
So
head off a
that
bit
that
early.
might be bad. Yeah, and because
Yeah,
the guy we're dealing with is like a completely different time zone. So to be
yeah,
fair to him, 'cause we want to hear him, uh, we'll go with his time. Sure, look, if
yeah.
you're not able to get on tomorrow, you can do a bit of a guitar video.
Yeah, fine.
A
I don't
sound
know.
idea.
I wouldn't say I'm that good where I'd be like, fucking shredding, but I could show you
Well,
some things.
funny enough, before we do most podcasts, you're doing it.
I'm just like I'll be trying to learn a new song. Like the last song I fully learned was Enter Sandman by Metallica, which is kind of a pretty basic song. Like I knew the kind of basic version on one string before, but now I know how they actually played it and I can play the entire song. So then I moved on from that to something a little more advanced. And that's yeah, if you've seen Back to the Future, you probably know what Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
and that's a little more advanced than Enter Sandman. But yeah, I've just been like, the more you practice, the better it gets, the better it sounds, and the more the song you can play. So like, I try to get in a bit of practice every day, but it's kind of hard if I'm playing on the higher strings for longer periods of time. My fingers, it's not even that they start to hurt, but
So the bleed.
the integrity of the skin is not the best, which is, it sounds horrible, but it doesn't hurt. So I mean, just gonna keep practicing, and yeah, sure luck.
Sure, that's what we gotta do with the podcast as well. Keep practicing.
Exactly, man. But yeah, like I feel like guitar is that like super helpful thing. If you're going anywhere, like you're going camping, bring along a guitar, it instantly fucking like boosts everything. Obviously, someone's gonna have a Bluetooth speaker, but later in the night, people are gonna want to sit
But
around.
do not, and I repeat, I will find you. Do not be the guy who shows up with a guitar and you don't know how to play it.
I
That's
swear to,
awkward for everyone. I was at an
I
archery competition once, and there was a guy with a banjo, and his kid brought a guitar, and okay, his kid was like 18 at the time. I was about 15, 16.
yeah.
And he whips out the guitar, knew one song. I think it's the easiest song to know. Go. What's the easiest song on guitar?
Smoke on the Water.
Yes. He knew that. That was it.
No, like I honestly, I'll admit to being that guy at some point.
Yeah,
No,
we're
I
all
think
that guy.
the
But
two
don't show it
instances.
publicly, man.
No, the two instances where I've done something like that, but one of them turned out good, right? Because I was playing like, it was like, you'll play one song that will impress people, and they'll be like, do it again, do it again, do it again, please. And I played just the intro to Thunderstruck, and that's all I played. And then I played random other bits of songs, and yeah. But then the other time that it happened, I brought my guitar to a sesh with the amp, and
Yeah.
I'd gotten so drunk to the point where I forgot to play the guitar completely. So I'm just sitting there like,
I have
yeah.
guitar. What do now?
No, I was playing. I was just like, oh, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. And then I just put it down and fucking walked away from it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So if you ever bring a guitar anywhere, make sure either you know how to
You
play
know
it,
what you're doing.
or you're not way too drunk to the point where you forget how to play guitar.
Exactly. So on that note, I think it's a good point to finish it. What do you reckon? We've had a good chat.
We have had a good chat.
Thomas, if you've made it all the way to the end and you're hearing this exact thing I'm saying, you should probably comment. If you're not Thomas, what you can do for me is you can
Probably
you can
comment as
comment,
well.
you can subscribe,
And tell your grandma.
Tell your grandma about the podcast.
Tell
And
your
she can
handy.
tell her grandma friends.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll have
you can tell everyone
the
at
whole
bingo.
parish to be talking about us.
Exactly. So yeah, have a good day. Take her handy.
Take it handy.